Today, we're all in the same area. Today was just a day to be savored. Did you get outside? It was so beautiful. So tonight, in tonight's practice, we are going to work on staying mindful of the spaces in between, okay? Because it's very easy, especially as we get less and less light each day, to turn around and all of a sudden, where did the day go? It's dark. So in our practice tonight, we are going to focus on the spaces in between. So let's find our feet hip-width distance apart. Find a nice mountain pose, checking to see where everything is. Hips over ankles, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders, hands by your side with the palms facing forward. And just let your breath settle into your practice. And start to notice if there's a space in between your inhale and exhale without forcing it. As you deepen your breath, just notice inhaling and exhaling. Is there a little bit of a space in between? So allowing the breath to just deepen. Okay, and now with the palms turned out. So sometimes as we move through this next breath, we think my arms are here, now my arms are here, right? We're going to pay attention to the entire journey. Exhale here, and as you inhale, notice the entire journey the arms are taking as you bring them up. What happens to your shoulders as you start to rise? Do they need to drop a little bit? What happens? Do your palms touch overhead or do they stay slightly separated tonight? Turn your palms out, exhale, and observe the entire journey of the arms from up to down. And just do that 2 more times on your own, at your own pace, and observing the entire journey. What's going on in your body? Did something just lengthen? Is something else happening? What's happening in your feet and your hips? And whenever you finish your second round, just come back to mountain pose. And once again, observe your breath. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to move into a nice familiar pose. Cats and cows. We're going to keep the hands on the thighs here and notice what happens when we do cats and cows from here. So rounding forward, right, the rounded back of the cat, and then arching the spine, shining the heart forward into the cow, and moving forward and back, noticing the whole journey once again. We're not just like that. And noticing the various parts of the body that are getting connected. Maybe the mind is starting to get connected here. And the next time you're forward, just hold and roll yourself up to standing and start to take the shoulders back and down, up, back, around, and down. Noticing that release, and then take them in the opposite direction. See how that feels. Now we're going to bring the arms up, inhale, and do some tick-tock. So take your left wrist in your right hand. Inhale, keeping the feet grounded. Tilt to the right. What's going on as you tilt? And come up. And switch right wrist in the left hand. So we're not just going from vertical to tilted. There's all that movement going on in between. And just keep going side to side for you. Notice what's happening for you. You might be going at a different pace than others. That's the thing about yoga. It's all about our individual journey. The next time you're tick-tocked over to the right, just stay here and then watch what happens as you extend both arms long, parallel to the earth. Press your right fingertips away and take your left shoulder behind you, shining your heart up. And then come back to parallel arms and up, and we take the right wrist in the left hand, tick-tock over to the left. Notice what's happening here, especially as we extend the arms. And now the right shoulder comes back, heart shines up, inhale. And come back to center, arms overhead. And let's just loosen things up here. Take your feet wider than hip width distance apart, bending the knees and hips, release it back and up. And even in here, there's a lot going on. It's not just down and now we're up. What's happening in between down and up? And then press up and return to your mountain pose. Maybe wiggle around a little bit, inhaling and exhaling. All right, so we're going to take the legs wider than hip width distance with the toes turning out. And bring your hands to your heart center. We're going to be doing twisting from here. The hands are going to stay right where they are, okay? They're not going to leave the heart. That might inhibit our twist, but that's okay, okay? We want to keep the hands right pressed against the heart. Bend the knees so they're just going out over the toes. Inhale, and with a nice long spine, twist to the right. And come center. And twist to the left. We're twisting, keep going, from the torso, the hips staying forward here. And center, left. And center, right. And center, and left. And center. Now we're going to let the arms go and see what happens. So twist to the right, extend the arms. Bring them in, twist to the left, extend the arms, and bring them in, and just take your journey back to the right, and back to the left. Okay, we're going to take it to the right with long arms. Stay here, turn your gaze towards your right fingertips. Inhale, and as you exhale, turn your gaze to the left. Exhaling back to the right, bring your hands to your heart and turn to the left. Extend the arms, gazing toward the left fingertips. On your exhale, turn your gaze toward the right and gaze back to the left. Bring it center. Oh, let's bring the fingertips up toward the sky and return to mountain pose. Yeah, shake it out. That was a long time for the legs to be in that position, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, so now we're going to come to the back of the mat and move in and out of warrior one. So from here, we're going to be taking a big step forward with the right foot, which is different than when we're at the front of the mat sliding the foot back, right? So we're coming to the back of the mat and we take a giant step forward with the right foot. Left foot is down at an angle. Right knee over right ankle. Okay, you guys recognizing this as warrior one. Turn to face your right leg And then we always start with extending the spine and extending the arms by the ears. This is the spinal extension we want. Now notice the whole journey as your arms start to come up. And you just stop when you feel yourself being dumped into your lower spine. Okay, so that's where your warrior one is right now. It might be here, might be straight up and down. Okay, so from here, I'll turn forward so you can see. And you're going to straighten your front knee, take the arms out, and bend the front knee, take the arms back up. That's all it is. Straighten the leg, arms out, bend the knee, arms up. Yeah. Whew. All right, and the next time you're in warrior one, stay here, and we're going to take a giant step back to the back of the mat with your right foot. Use the arms to help you. There it is. All right, now giant step forward with the left knee over the ankle, right leg is back, and remember in warrior one, the back foot is down, okay? All right, knee over ankle, turn face toward the left, extend the arms, and then notice your spine as you come up. We want to keep that length in the spine. As soon as you start to dump, you go back to where your spine was still long. And it's out. And up. Straighten the leg, arms out. And up, yes. Out. And bend the knee. Out. Bend the knee. Out. One more time. Bend the knee, warrior one, step back, use the arms. Woo. Inhale and exhale. Great. Okay, we're going to work our way into a plank. So we're still at the back of the mat here. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, we're going to swan dive from the hip creases. So remind yourself where your hip creases are. You can even put your index fingers there. Fold forward, keep the hips over the ankles and come into a forward fold. We don't care how far down the hands go. We care where we belong in this forward fold at this particular moment. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, knees bent, heart shines forward. Sink the hips down, bring your hands to the mat, and walk forward into a plank. You might be knees up or knees down right now. Either one is good. Come into downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to come back into plank, and if your knees are up, go ahead and bring them down. Everybody's in a knee down plank here, and now we're going to play a bit. We're taking the right knee up and down, left knee up and down. Notice what happens when you do that. Try both knees up and down. Okay, let's come to the knees for a second. Give the wrists a shake. You're going to go back into that knee down plank, and you're either going to do right knee, left knee, right knee, left knee, or you can do two knees up and down. Does that make sense? So you're going to be in a knee down plank, and you're either going to be, you need to have your toes tucked, by the way. You're either going to do two knees up into knee up plank, or one knee and then the other. And just take yourself through that a couple of times, just having some fun with it, noticing what happens in between knees down and knees up. Beautiful planks. Inhale and exhale. All right, and when you are even, come back into downward facing dog. We're going to walk this dog now. Bend one knee, then the other. Pressing one heel toward the mat and other heel toward the mat. Coming back to center and drawing both knees down. Get them to the mat at the same time. There's your core helping you do that, isn't it? Sit off to the side and come into seated mountain pose with your feet flexed. shake it out. So considering that we are trying to stay connected to our practice, let's do the Dhyana Mudra because that is a focus and concentration. So let's turn the left palm up, right palm rest on top, thumbs touch, spine is long, shoulders back and down, and breathe. Seated mountain pose. You can close your eyes if you like, and remember, whenever your focus starts to wander, you can just press your thumbs together to signal your mind to come back. Come back to where you are. Okay, release, shake everything out a little bit. Okay, and what would be some fun core? Oh, I know what I wanted to do for core. Okay, we're going to start with Rock the Baby because the core will be a reclined core series. So let's go ahead and bend the right knee, take the right foot in the left hand, and have the right leg in the right hand. Okay, the left leg is long, foot is flexed, and we're rocking the baby, torso is staying straight ahead. Okay, so some of you have variations on this, that maybe you put your foot in your elbow and rock the baby this way. Maybe your hip's not ready for that right now. Inhale and exhale. This is rock the baby. Then there are variations. It's all good. All right, now take your right ankle across your left thigh. Bring your left foot in just enough so that it touches the mat. The right foot is still flexed. Support yourself with your hands. And take your right leg side to side. We still want to keep that torso forward. And then we're going to let the right foot come all the way over to the left. So remember here we look at where's our hip? Is the hip in contact with the mat or is it up? If your hip is in contact with the mat, stay here. If it's off the mat, move your right foot in front of your left shin so your hips can be square on the mat. Inhale, take your right arm up and back by your right hip with a long spine twist to the right. And then if it's you tonight, you might take your left elbow across the outside of your right leg. Or you might just be staying here. You're taking your gaze towards your right shoulder. Good, and then release. Take both legs straight, give them a nice little shake. Everybody good? Anybody need anything with that? Okay, so let's go ahead. Right leg is long, toes and knee are pointing straight up. Right foot is flexed, left foot is flexed, and it's in the right hand. And we're rocking the baby. Yes, torso stays forward. It's a good place to notice that there are spaces in between, right? We're going like side, side, but wow, there's a whole lot of in between there. So let's bring our focus back and take the left ankle across the right thigh. Just bring that right foot in till it touches the mat. The left foot is still flexed. Left leg goes side to side. Let the left foot come all the way over to the right. See if this hip is still grounded. Otherwise, move the left foot in front of the right shin. Hold on to the left shin with the right hand. Left arm back. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. We're twisting from the waist. If it's you tonight, that right arm might come up and the elbow comes outside the left leg. If that made you do this, like this, don't do that. Stay lifted and less twisted. Okay? All right. Let's make sure we're gazing toward the left shoulder for a moment. And then release, unwind, both legs forward, and give everything a crazy shake here. Give those legs a crazy shake. All right. So you're going to lay back, onto the mat with both knees bent. Okay, and we're going to have the arms long out to the side. Take your right leg straight up. Okay, we're going to keep the left knee bent and take the right leg, flex the foot, and bring the leg down 1/3 of the way. Start to feel that? Bring it down 2/3 of the way. And now bring it to where the right heel is just off the mat, maybe an inch or two off the mat. Now we're going to bring it up to that 2/3 down point, so it's 1/3 of the way up, and another 1/3 of the way up, and all the way up. Wiggle your foot at me if you felt anything there. Okay, let's try that on the left. Left leg goes straight up, left foot is flexed. Take the left leg 1/3 of the way down, 2/3 of the way down, just grazing over the mat. Now back up by 1/3, back up by 2/3, and back up to vertical, and release. Go ahead and open and close the knees, shake the legs out. All right, so that's a journey that you just took. We're going to take it one more time and really focus on what is the core doing in each of those positions. Arms out to the side, right leg straight up, heel is flexed, foot is flexed, and 1/3 down. Notice your core. 2/3 down. If anything's bothering your back, then adjust or let me know and I'll help you adjust. Heel is just off the mat. Now we come back up 1/3. What kind of energy and determination does that take? 2/3 up. And all the way to the top. Okay, bend the right knee. We're going to do it again on the left. Left leg up, foot is flexed. 1/3 down, 2/3 down, heel is an inch or two off the mat, 1/3 up, 2/3 up, and straight up and release. Open and close the knees. All right, wave one foot at me if you felt like you wanted to go faster than that. Okay? The value of this move is in the slowness and control. But now what we're going to do is we're going to smooth it out and see if you can feel those points even though we're not stopping. We're still going slow. Hope this makes sense in a moment. Take your right leg up, flex the foot. Now we smoothly start to let the right leg come down, noticing the journey, remembering what the core was doing when we stopped and paused to think. Hover the heel, and then come on back up. Did you feel all those points? Let's do it again. Take it down. Smooth heel. Smooth and slow. Heel hovers. Smooth and slow up. And bring your right foot down. We're going to do the same thing 2 times on the left. Left leg up, flex, smooth and slow down. So we're following the leg, the whole journey, noticing everything that happens in the core and the spine. The heel is hovering, and then the left leg comes slowly back up. And one more time. And slowly back up. And release. Take a nice long stretch, arms and legs. Inhale, come into Apanasana. Both knees in. Hold on to the shins or the hamstrings. And just rock around on your spine here. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to do that with double legs. We're going to start out doing it. You can try it. If you already know that double legs is not for you, then just do it right, one time on the right, one time on the left. Sit on your hands here. So my palms are actually facing the mat here. Okay, I'm sitting more on the top of my hands just to support my spine and hips a bit. Take the legs straight up. Flex the feet. Anytime your spine tells you this is not the right thing to do, go back to the single leg version. It's wonderful by itself. We're going 1/3 of the way down and 2/3 of the way down. Yikes, and hover the heels. Oi. And now come 1/3 of the way up, 2/3 of the way up, and all the way up. All right, wiggle your feet at me if you felt that whole journey. Okay, good. Now we're going to go slowly down and up one time. Remember, you might have just done your right leg and you're going to do your left leg instead. Okay, the feet are flexed and slowly down. We're controlling the whole journey. We're staying mindful. Staying in touch with the core, thanking ourselves for our strength. Heels are hovering, and we slowly, slowly, slowly come up. Whew, and release. Move around. All right. Inhale and exhale. Shake it out. All right, I think we'll do obliques from a different place. We're going to give the core a little bit of time to rest here. Come to your hands and knees. If you don't love being on hands and knees, go stand by the wall. Everything we do on hands and knees, you can do by the wall. Your wrists can be under your shoulders. Your hands can be farther forward. We're going to take the right foot back, tuck the toes, press through the heel, and roll over the foot. Press and roll. Nice little release for the foot here. Press and roll. And then press the right heel back and hold. Bring the right knee down and take it to the left. Left foot back, toes are tucked. Press through the heel and roll. Press and roll. Keep breathing. Press back and hold. And bring the left knee down. Okay, we're going to take another little journey, more for the hips, with some rainbows. So take your right leg back with the toes probably tucked, and right leg out to the side. Now remember, we're making a rainbow, so the right leg is going to lift, make a big arc, and right foot comes to the left. And then take it back and up and around, right foot to the right. Let's see it. You guys keep going. Up and over to, yes, yes. And the next time your right foot is over to the left, just let it stay there and turn your gaze toward the left. Maybe look past your left arm and see if you can spot your right foot there. That's a nice stretch for the side body here. And bring the right leg back up, knee down. If your wrists are still okay, start on the left. Left leg back. If your wrists need a break, give them a break. Left leg out to the side, noticing the entire journey of the leg as it comes up and around to the right, up and back to the left. Oh yeah. And then the next time your left leg is over to the right, your left foot, leave it there, and see if you can spot it. behind you. So look past your right arm. See if you find that foot somewhere. And bring your left leg back up and around, knees down, okay? And we're just going to loosen things up, preparing for child's pose, okay? So draw your hands way forward, come into a plank, and set your hips back. Now you might choose to add a push-up here, always a good idea. Down, up, and hips back, okay? And your push-up might be a little smaller or deeper, depending on where you are right now in your practice. That arm strength, so important, so we can do the things we want to, need to, and love to do. All right, let's go back into child's pose the next time your hips are heading back towards your heels. Find a nice, comfortable child's pose. And take good observation of child's pose. Is everything feeling relaxed and happy here? If it isn't, move till it is. Now notice exactly where you are and pay attention to everything that happens in between this child's pose and you moving into your downward facing dog. And take some very aware breaths here. And finding a journey, feet to the hands, anything that appeals to you right now. But make sure you stay cognizant of the entire journey. Okay? We're going to bring the hands to the thighs, shine the heart forward. And since it feels like we're starting to move into chair, we'll just go ahead and complete that move. Take the arms to the shoulders, sit a little deeper. Take the arms by the ears. Nice chair here, and then stand tall, press through the legs. Inhale and exhale. Find mountain pose and notice what's going on in your body. All right, so we're going to move into sun salutations. All right, there's a lot of movement in here, so we want to, once again, stay connected to what happens on that entire journey, okay? So come to the top of your mat. We're going to be moving into knee down crescent lunge in the first one. So if you prefer to have some extra padding for your knees, go ahead and grab that now. Remember, you can always flip up the edge of your mat. That always makes good extra padding. Or you might not require that because of where you're situated right now. Like I'm on a carpet and a yoga mat. All right, so let's breathe here. Come back to the breath and the spaces in between. Are they still there? Float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive over your hip creases. What's happening in the hamstrings as you do come into this? And you go down as far as you want, or as far as the hamstrings are allowing for right now. Bring the hands to the thighs, hips back, shine your heart forward. Sinking the hips down, bring your hands down to the mat and take your right leg back. We're going to hang out in lunge and wiggle around here. And then bring that right knee down and just flow into low crescent lunge here. Yeah. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to bring both hands down and find a knee up or knee down plank behind you. Okay, so you're going into knee up plank or knee down plank, your choice. And from here, take your chaturanga, elbows back. Remember, the elbow creases are forward, right? And we use the triceps to bring our body to the mat here. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do cobra on ridge top. So your hands are under your shoulders. Extend your hands 6 inches out from your shoulders with your fingertips pressing into the mat. Legs are straight behind you. Shoulders toward the ears, down the spine, using the fingers to help you press up into your cobra. Notice if you feel like you're dumping into your lower spine, just come down a bit and release. All right, now find your way to downward facing dog. Once again, observe your entire journey. Do you come into table first? Do you do something else? Do you press straight up and back? What's your journey right this particular moment, this time? And take some nice mindful breaths in downward facing dog. We'll take the right leg up and step forward, coming into low crescent lunge. So you bring your left knee down, and maybe you just need to rearrange yourself a bit. Low crescent lunge. There you go. Okay, release your hands down by your side, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, engage all the muscles of your body. You feel super strong. Barely need those hands on the mat. Take a big step forward with the left foot. Take a half lift. Forward fold. Here we go. Watch what happens in your body as you float your arms out and up. Follow that entire journey. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. All right. So we're going to challenge our balance a little bit now with the high crescent lunge. And then depending on how that goes for you, in our second half of the sun salutation, you will do either high or low crescent lunge. Right? Okay. So we're going to be starting on the left this time. So let's slide that left leg back. Bend the right knee. This time the heel is lifted because we're in high crescent lunge. The knee, right knee, is still over the right ankle and it's still tracking through the center of your right foot. The arms go forward, the spine gets long, 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 and we start to lift, again, only to the point where we're not dumping into the spine. And then step forward, hands down. Okay, so try that now with the right leg back. Right leg all the way back, left knee over left ankle. Yep. Arms go long, long, long. Coming up with a nice long spine. So it's better to have the arms here and be long in the spine than have the arms here and be all arched and uncomfortable and hurting your lower back. And then step forward and release. Okay, so if you want to do the high crescent lunge instead of the low crescent lunge, feel free, okay? All right, here we go. Feet are hip width distance apart. Starting our journey on the left. Inhale, float the arms up. Staying present with the arms. Exhale, swan dive. Staying present with the whole body, hips, hamstrings. How does it feel to go into this forward fold here? Taking a half lift, sinking the hips. Step back with the left leg and find that lunge. Okay. Now, high crescent lunge. Remember, you can always just drop your heel if you start to feel too wobbly. Engage your core, and you can either bring the left knee down if you're going low crescent lunge, or leave it up and start to move into high crescent lunge. And you may take a moment to consider, why is this so much more challenging than how we did it the last time? Inhale and exhale. All right, let's float the hands down and step back to your knee up or knee down plank. And move through your chaturanga, remembering to stay nice and strong in chaturanga. All right, so come back to cobra on ridge tops here. Hands are out by your side. Your fingertips are pressing into the mat, and we're going to lift into cobra first, and then release. And now we lift into cobra, starting to take the right shoulder toward the left. So we're actually twisting our cobra here, and come center. Lifting up cobra on ridge tops, the left shoulder starts to head toward the right. And come center. Bring your hands back under your shoulders and find your way to downward facing dog. Yeah, take a few breaths in your dog, noticing where everything is, how everything's going. Dogs can always be tables. Now take your left leg up and take a big step forward with your left foot. Keep your right heel lifted. Adjust your legs. You might have to wiggle 1 foot more forward or 1 foot more back. Left knee over left ankle, and come up into high crescent lunge unless you've got your knee down for low crescent lunge. That's good too. Everybody good? Inhale and exhale. Take a few breaths, and we're going to step forward with the back leg. Wah! Come to the top of the mat and mountain pose. Yes, and breathe. All right. Good job, everybody. Okay, it just got very dark over there. All right. Take your legs wide, toes out. Okay, legs are wide. Yeah, that's funny. All right, toes out. We're going moonflower. So from 5-pointed star, knees over the toes, elbows to waist, moonflower down and up. And just move smoothly through this. You've been working super hard. So just let this be a nice release for you. And now we're going to turn this into a sunflower. Remember, the sunflower has a forward fold component. You go as far forward as you want. The knees are still going over the toes. Exhale, right arm in front and up. Back to 5-pointed star. Left arm in front, sunflower. Back to 5-pointed star. And that's all it is. Just move through that, staying aware of the journey, what's happening in your body as you go from moonflower to sunflower. So if you started with the right arm in front for your sunflower, the next time you go left arm in front, you will be even, and then come back up and step back into mountain pose. Let's try mountain pose with the legs together, feet side by side. Inhale and exhale. All right, and shake it out. So we're going to do one more balance challenge. We've done a couple, right? High crescent lunge is certainly one of them. And we're going to take the high crescent lunge to a tree. So come to the top of your mat, okay? And step back with your right foot, left knee is bent, your right heel is still lifted. Okay, we want to have our weight kind of even between the front foot and the back foot. We want a steady gaze, a calm mind, drawing the arms long and as up as they should be right now. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to take that right leg forward as the hands come to heart center and come into some form of tree. Could be low tree, could be higher, just wherever it is. And then step back to your high crescent lunge. Good, step forward and release. Did that make sense? Everybody good? Can we go on the left? Okay, left side, left leg back, balancing ourselves front to back. Right knee is bent, arms are long, arms overhead. This is super challenging. If you thought it was, you're right. Inhale and exhale. Okay, and then we're going to take this into tree. Palms come together, foot comes forward. And then find your way back to high crescent lunge. And step forward. All right, so on that side, my tree was in a serious typhoon, I think. Not even a windstorm, it was a typhoon. I was about to fall over. If you had one side that gave you a little more issues than the other, work that side one more time, high crescent lunge to tree. Okay, if your sides feel even, just do one side again. Okay, I know which side, unfortunately, I need to work on. I wish I could just do my stronger side all the time. Here we go. You're coming high crescent lunge when you're ready. Taking it to tree. And then stepping back to high crescent lunge. And step forward and release. All right. Let's come to we're going to start working our way down. So first, just move freely around, see where everything is gone. What's been happening for you? What needs to move? Are there any particular movements that your body's telling you to make while you're still nice and upright here? All right. If you have a strap nearby, grab it. If not, don't worry about it. If you have a strap, grab it. Just put it down by your mat and come to the top of your mat in mountain pose. So now we're going to find mountain pose here. And you might choose to have your feet touching again in this mountain pose, or you might choose our more often that we do mountain pose with the feet hip-width distance apart. And come back to your breath. Come back to the noticing. So there was a lot of space between your opening mountain pose and this one. So just kind of take a little trip through your journey and notice how things are feeling. Staying mindful as you float the arms up, inhale. Mindfully folding forward. Swan dive. Coming into a half lift, shine the heart forward. Dropping the hips closer to the mat, hands to the mat, and coming into downward facing dog. At this point, of course, your down dog might prefer to be a table, or you might just want to put your hands on a wall and wiggle your hips. That's fine. Move around a little bit here. Take the hips side to side. Come back to center. Draw both knees down and sit off to the side. Take your legs forward. Legs are straight. We're in seated mountain pose and we're coming back to Dhyana Mudra. Left palm up, right palm on top, thumbs touch. So the arms are at rest here. They're not up here. They're just wherever they naturally want to be. Using the thumb pressing as needed to bring the mind back to the present moment. Good, and then shake everything out. So we're going to do a little spinal release, and that's why we have the belt as an option, okay? So a lot of you won't even need it, so don't worry if you don't have a belt, I'll talk you through it. Let's roll down. If you have a belt, you can have it nearby. Now we're going to do a spinal release. You can just take your right leg up, clasp your fingers around the back of your right leg, your right thigh, and press your right leg into your hands. Okay, that's the spinal release. If the hands don't interlace behind the thigh, that's where you can use your strap and then press the leg into the strap. Either way, we're releasing. If you don't have a strap and don't have a clasp, just hold on to the side of your right leg and press away. Good, and then release. So that's a spinal release. We're going to do that on the left. Remember, strap is optional. Interlace the fingers. That's another way to do it. And press your left leg into your hands. Spinal release. All right, and release 2 feet to the mat. Bring your legs together, arms long out to the side, gentle windshield wipers, side to side. Knees right, gaze left, gaze right. Very gentle here. And then come back to center. Let's open the fingers wide, make a gentle fist. Open the fingers, wiggle them, make a gentle fist. Open, wiggle, gentle fist. One more time. Rotate the wrists one direction and the other. All right, extend both arms and legs. Inhale, exhale, only the right leg in, holding on to the shin or the hamstring. And if your left leg is preferring to bend, if that left knee wants to bend, then go ahead and let it. If you like having your left leg straight, have your left leg straight. Ardha Appanasana here. Now let's point and flex that right foot. Circle one direction and the other. Extend your right leg, 2 arms overhead. As you exhale, the left leg comes in, holding on to the shin or the hamstring here. Right knee is bent or the leg is straight. Point and flex the left foot. And circle one direction and the other. Now we're going into full Appanasana, so extend 2 arms, 2 legs, inhale, exhale, 2 knees in, and then go ahead and take this to happy baby. So your feet are flexed, you hold the insides or outsides of your feet, maybe wrap your arms around, or maybe you're just holding onto your hamstrings. It's all good. Once you get that nice feeling in the hips, rock side side to side. Give your spine a little massage here. Releasing from your happy baby, bring your feet down to the mat and gently let those knees open and close a few more times. And then bringing your hands down by your side, scan your body, see if any movement needs to happen, any realignment, any repositioning, legs straight or knees bent as you start to find your final relaxation position for tonight, making yourself nice and happy on your mat. Final relaxation, the opportunity for your body to assimilate all the benefits of the practice that you just so beautifully did. Come into your final relaxation position, whatever you choose for it to be tonight. Inhale through the nose. And as you slowly and gently exhale through the mouth, allow your body to melt onto the earth. Release all effort. Your work is done. You are in final relaxation. Begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. And on your next inhale, extend the arms long overhead, extend the legs long. Exhale, draw the knees in. Give yourself a hug. And find your way over to a side as you head up slowly to a nice easy seat. And as you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.